Hi, I'm Donna. Welcome back to my channel. We are still in Okinawa, and today we are spending our day here in Okinawa, Cornerstone of Peace. So this location is basically situated on the southernmost part of Okinawa Island, and as you can see behind me here, our sea. So this is in between the South China Sea and the Philippine Sea here. At the bottom of this, we are already in the Luzon Island of the Philippines, and on the right side will be Taiwan. This is actually created for all the victims of the Battle of Okinawa in World War II. This is only around 10 to 15 kilometers from the Japanese Navy headquarters where we went to. We are on an exact location where the last part of the Battle of Okinawa took place 75 or 76 years ago. That is in 1945. The American came here closing in. Basically, initially, this is strategic for the Japanese Imperial Army because, of course, Taiwan is under their control and, of course, Philippines is under their control. But we have to think, this is 1945 already, where the Axis power, the Japanese are losing the war. So when American came in here and closed into the island of Okinawa, the Japanese are outnumbered. This cornerstone of peace is divided into 4 blocks of hundreds of granite stone walls, and as you can see, the stone walls were inscripted with names. These are not just names, these are not just numbers, these are actually the real people who were killed in the Battle of Okinawa. When this cornerstone of peace created in 1995, that was the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Okinawa, or also World War II. And by that time, they have accumulated thousands of names. According to them, in 2016, they've already accumulated 240,000 names of victims that would actually compose of the Okinawans or the Japanese Imperial Navy or armies, and the Allied forces, they also said that this is not limited to those names and numbers. For those who actually have proof that their relatives or family member have died in Okinawa, it doesn't matter which side of the war you are in, you can actually tell them that they have to have their name inscribed in here. Now, there are at least 14,000 names of the American forces who were inscribed here, who was killed in the Battle of Okinawa. And I want to show you this name here. He is the highest ranking American officer that was killed here in Okinawa. His name is Lieutenant General Simon Bolivar Buckner Jr. He is the highest commanding officer that commands the United States Pacific Fleet in the Pacific War. And he got killed here in Okinawa. For their ally, which is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, they've lost 82 British forces here in Okinawa. These were the names of the 82 British forces that lost their lives. You might be wondering why just 82, because during this time in 1945, Great Britain was concentrated in Europe and in Africa. For those who initiated the Cornerstone of Peace, their purpose is to remember the precious souls of these civilians and soldiers who lost their lives in the Battle of Okinawa. And secondly, for us who are living in the next generation, to learn the lessons of war. Since we came here without tourists or during the pandemic time, the museum is closed. So if you ever come to Okinawa, I highly recommend you pay a tribute or come and visit this Cornerstone of Peace here in Okinawa. And behind is the museum where you can learn actually the history of the Okinawan battle. I would suggest at least you spend a few hours here because this is a massive area and the view is beautiful. I'd like to say that these 240,000 souls who lost their lives in the Battle of Okinawa in World War II will never be forgotten. And our generation should be grateful for them for their sacrifice, that after World War II, yes, there are wars in between, the Cold War, regional wars, Gulf War, but we hope that there will be no more war the magnitude of World War II, because if there will be, I think all of human race will just end because of the nuclear weapons that we have. Thank you for exploring with me here today in a Cornerstone of Peace here in Okinawa. I really hope you learned something about the Battle of Okinawa. I hope you find it in your heart that memorials like this, it's not only for us to come and visit because it's so touristy. It's actually for us to reflect that there are thousands of souls who actually sacrificed their life to make our future a better place to live. Until next exploration, bye!